Invisible Intelligence. Telit Cinterion.
In this video, we will present the CMT700 Web UI and its features. First of all, ensure that the device is connected to a 12-volt power supply and Ethernet cable. It is also possible to directly supply it with a PoE plus capable Ethernet cable. When the device has a proper power supply, the green LED will turn on. Wait until the white LED starts blinking, then open a browser tab to the device address, written on the label on the device's bottom. The login page will be presented. Insert admin as user. The password is written on the same label as the address. Upon first login, the device asks the user to change the password. Enter a new one according to the rules and move to the next step. The home view is presented. It shows the most common groups of information, and each image links to the related page when clicked on. On the left, the navigation bar lists all the available pages. On the top, the device will show its current software version and time. If the mobile network is available, the MNO name plus signal level will be shown. Let's look at the admin configuration page. It gives access to advanced options, such as SSH server control and user keys management, disable access via HTTP with no encryption, or from management TCP port. On the top right, the buttons allow to change the password or reset it to the factory default, and control the USB access to the modem ports. In the UI pages, info icons are present on top of buttons or graphical elements. When the mouse cursor hovers on them, a pop-up message will describe the functionality of that control element. To change the access password, press the Manage Password button. A pop-up window will ask for the current password and the new one. Insert it and press the Save button. The same widget allows to reset the password to default in the Reset to Default tab. To enable USB access, press on the Enable USB Ports button. This action requires a device reboot, so a prompt pop-up will ask for confirmation. Lastly, it is possible to insert a public key when SSH is enabled for client authentication. Once inserted, the keys will be listed below. Each one can be removed by pressing the button and confirming the action. The modem page shows the most relevant info about the modem module on board, such as model, IMEI, firmware version, and image variant in use. The network settings page allows the user to enable the DHCP server on the Ethernet interface, set its parameters such as gateway IP address and subnet, or DHCP range and lease time. It is also possible to block the access to the Internet over WWAN interface from the Ethernet port. When enabled, a device connected over Ethernet will only have access to the LAN. To directly bridge the WWAN IP address to the Ethernet port, enable this switch. When on, a wired device will see the WWAN provided IP address on the Ethernet interface, rather than a DHCP leased address in the CMT700 LAN. Through the DNS Servers button, it is possible to check and change the DNS configuration of the device. Routes allows to check the currently active network routes in a dedicated page. To apply the changes, press the Update Network Settings button. The position page allows to leverage the GNSS receiver on board to retrieve the current location and UTC time. It is possible to set a location fix timeout and enable or disable the receiver. When enabled, a countdown bar will indicate how much time is left before timeout. If a fix is available, info about satellites used, location and UTC time will be shown, as well as a map with the current position pinned. The radio view is used to configure the modem radio settings and to show info about the carrier and signal in use. It is possible to select one of the two SIM slots and review the currently set parameters and available info, such as ICCID or IMSI for each SIM. On the bottom left, a recap of the current state is available, showing the network attached status, signal strength, the radio access technology and active band, plus the serving cell ID and MCC/MNC. On the bottom right, users can select which modem firmware should be used, according to the SIM carrier. To apply the change, press the related button. To change the SIM's configuration, press the Edit button and insert the needed parameters, then press Apply. The settings page provides several features. It is possible to generate and download a backup file, or to upload one and restore the parameters from it. Other functionalities of this page include a log file creation and download for support purposes, upload an upgrade file and apply it, or reboot the device. It is also possible to reset the CMT700 to factory configurations. The status page is a collection of info about the device. Users can check the CPU load and temperature, RAM and flash usage, or network traffic details for available interfaces. For each one of them, the cumulative transmitted and received kilobytes are displayed. Ethernet, WWAN, and connections buttons can be pressed to show a detailed graph of the traffic over time. Lastly, the time page allows the user to choose a time source among GNSS, NTP, manual selection, or no source at all. Each option presents a different set of widgets. GNSS will notify the availability of a fix for date sourcing, NTP will let the user set up to 4 servers, and manual will allow to set date and time from a calendar. To use NTP, a valid connection to the internet must be available. It is also possible to select a time zone for UI display purposes. Every change must be applied by pressing the related button on the bottom right. Let's now look at Communications tabs. Cloud is the first. To configure the connection, users need first to connect to the Telit Cinterion Cloud Portal website, go in the Developer section, and import the thing definition needed for telemetry. Once done, create an access token that automatically uses that thing definition by default. At this point, the application name field in the cloud page would be the access token name, for example, CMT700 device info, and the token is the associated generated token. The server address depends on which server is in use. For example, for development server in USA, it would be api-dev.devicewise.com. The server endpoint can be found in the Endpoints section of the developer page in the portal website. Press the Update Cloud Config button to store the parameters, then Start Connection. The connection statistics will show the current state. It is possible to configure device telemetry through the Configure Telemetry data, enabling through the switches which components should be transmitted to the server. Once done, set the telemetry rate through the drop-down menu and enable it. The last telemetry message status will be shown in the info message box. The MQTT page allows to connect to a generic MQTT broker, subscribe to topics, and publish data. From the main page, users can set the relevant parameters, enable TLS usage and server certificate verification, save or delete the parameters configuration, and manage the connection. The Advanced button allows to add and remove topics to be subscribed, and load or delete root CA, client certificate, and private key files. Once connected, the right section of the page will show the received messages on the subscribed topics and allow to publish messages on a specific topic. That's it for the demo. Thanks for the attention.